That is him, man. What's up, buddy?
Sir, what's going on, man?
Man, it's good to see you, man, and it's good to hear your voice, man. I want to let you know, man, I really do appreciate everything. I appreciate everything, man.
All love, man. You know, you put all this good energy in the universe. It's all coming back. Turn that light up right there for me. Down by the feet. You put good energy in the universe, man. It's got to come back to you, man. You know, we just here to do our part. You did your
Yes, sir.
part.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, man, the car program is going to get, we're going to reach out to some more folks, and we getting the word out there, man. Along with with you helping getting the word out there, man. I really, really, really appreciate it. And there's folks out there that need, and there's folks out there in a small area that needs to be heard,
For
And
all of the people
representing the
tuning
time.
in, I want to tell y'all who I'm talking to right now. This brother name is Elliot. Probably like 4 or 5 days ago, you seen me along with a bunch of other folks, attorney Benjamin Crump, everybody posting about Elliot's story. He's in South Carolina, and he's taken cars that are just dead. And as a mechanic, his father instilled in him how to become a mechanic, and he has been rebuilding these cars that are dead. And once he rebuilds these cars, it doesn't matter what the make and model is, doesn't matter how valuable or non-valuable the car is, he's been giving cars out to single mothers, older folks who don't have no money, can't afford transportation, been doing it for free. So for everybody that's just tuning in, this is who I'm talking to. This is a very, very big deal. I want y'all to put y'all prayer hands up in the comments for this brother, because a lot of people are reaching out to him, extending all kind of love and energy. And but before I have something really special that I'm going to announce and give to you and a loved one. But I want people that's tuned in right now to know a little bit more about your story, because there's a lot of people out here trying to figure out what to do. Everybody wants to chase celebrity status and be multimillionaires and all of these things. But this happened for you without looking and seeking no press, no media, trying to go viral. You was just functioning and moving from the goodness of your heart. And everything you could ever imagine beyond the scope has already started happening, because love always follows love. So how did you get into this, man? Tell us your story. We're listening.
I tell you what, man, it's like I said, living in a small rural area. I mean, a lot of us are of the age to know and remember about Hurricane Hugo back in 1989. So we were pretty much the dead center of where that storm started at,
Mm.
and the worst part of that storm. And I was 6 years old then, and what I remember and what brought me to always wanting to look out for my community is the fact that you you get the second or to the last serving of any type of assistance because you're so far out in a rural area. They can't get to you, or you're going to be the second person or the last person. And what I just always want to do is be able to help folks, get to doctor's appointments, get to grocery stores. 'Cause I remember that struggle when I was younger. I mean, living out in a rural area, you might have had, 4 or 5 families on the back of a pickup truck going to the grocery store because that's what had to happen, because you just
Wow.
could not get there. It wasn't close. It
Mm.
was a field trip for folks to get there. And that's how everybody just worked in the community. And as I got older, definitely in the cars ever since I was 6, 7 years old. My dad was a mechanic all his life. Cars always fascinated me. And cars was always a thing that I loved. And being that I kind of got out of it in 2014 and went into the food and beverage business, I always wanted to go back to the cars. I always loved the cars. And I always saw that there was a need for the cars for the folks in the rural areas. So I did a food drive one day out in a small area, and there were some folks that didn't make it there in time to get the food,
Mm.
and they were walking back. And I was trying to figure out, why are they walking back? Why, are they not going to cars, or whatever the case may be? And there wasn't, because they didn't have cars. They had to walk 3 or 4 miles just to get to the food drive. And by the time they got there, all the food was gone. So this is what instilled me to do the program. The program started off with one car. Uh, it moved from one car to 2 or 3 cars, and we really help, you know, a lot of people. We're up to like 34 cars to be exact.
Wow.
We just did one a couple of days ago, and it's just straight from the community, and it's other folks in the community letting us know. I mean, one thing I would say about all communities, it's around all over the place, but you know, you got a problem with bullying. You got a problem with elementary school bullying, high school bullying, and adult bullying, and that brings folks into a shelter to where they do not want to ask for help, and they really need help because, you know, you hear say, oh, this one is asking for help from this one. You don't need to do that. You need to uplift people when they're down. They only need to be uplifted, because if you're talking them down, you don't know how strong that person is, and that's how you want it with all types of problems. You know, suicidal stuff. You know, if you see a man down, pick it up. You know, pick him up. You know, my mom always told me, when climbing up that ladder, don't wait till you get to the top of the ladder to try to reach back down to pick someone up. If you take a couple of steps, reach your hand down and pick somebody else up at the same time, because that's how you have more support. That's how you can get things done. And I've always stand by that. This car program, like I said, it wasn't, you know, I thought it was going to remain close in the community, and then other folks started hearing about it, and then it started spreading out to other communities, small rural areas, and it's just grown. It's just grown, and it's not anything about like, you know, I don't make anything off of it. I hear the stories from some folks from other representatives, and then I go into that situation and I donate them a car, because I know what it's like to not have a vehicle.
Wow.
Being a mechanic, yes, but I've not had a vehicle to where I needed to try to get to some work and I couldn't get there. I've been there. I've been there. So it's not, you know, you get the most experience when you've been there, because now you know how to adapt to those folks that are in that same situation.
Right.
So the only thing I try to do, man, is just keep going, man. The cars, I love working on cars, and I love being able to help people out. I mean, that's what it's about.
Well, look, man, I wanted to tell you thank you. Your story inspired me in a way. I feel like I do a lot, and I feel like I do a lot for a lot of people selflessly. Some stuff is public, a lot of stuff is not public, but we do and we give from our heart. And, you know, that saying that you give and it shall be given unto you. And this is exactly what it is. So I just have a couple of questions before I surprise you with something. So have you ever been on vacation before?
Man, to be honest with you, man, I don't know. I've never been on a planned vacation. I mean, the most what I call a vacation is when me and my dad would wake up on a Sunday morning and we'll go and get a couple bags of ice. We'll make a couple of sandwiches, and it's in the boat, and we're going to try to catch a fish, man. Regardless if we never caught one, or if we caught 40 or 50 of them, it was that time, you know, that we spent together on the boats and stuff like that, and that was vacation to me. I look forward to that on a Sunday, and you know, as much as that has, you know, been done, you know, my dad passed last year, so he's not here to actually see all of this what's going on.
Wow.
But he's I can feel him when I'm checking out a car and I'm stumped on it. I'm like, okay, what will my dad do? And he'll, you know, go through these process of eliminations. And once I get it, or once the problem is corrected, you know, it's like him right there, like, yeah, I told you to check that out. You know what I mean? So he's still here. It's just it's with the knowledge and everything he's taught me, with all of the things that he's you know, the time spent, the conversations. You know, it's been some ups and downs. I mean, you know, no relationship is good if you don't have, you know, if you don't bump heads. And we bumped heads because we were so much similar. We were just alike. I mean, a lot of people even say that, you know, we're exact twins. Like my dad, man, I even got tricked by a picture inside the house one time. It was a black and white picture, and I ran to my grandma. I said, how did y'all wind up getting a black and white picture of me? I mean, it was a dead, you know, spitting image of exactly me and him. So it was yeah, he's been a big influence in my life, man, and you know, just working hard, just always trying to work, you know, for what you want, and you know, just try to help somebody else as you're coming up. And you know, my mom, same thing, you know, always try to help somebody as you're going up that ladder. Always trying to help somebody. If you got something, you know, if you got a slice of bread, you know, you got 2 pieces left over, share it. You know, because if that person is eating, then you don't have to worry about that person doing or thinking anything to try to get the food that you have as well too. You're sharing it, so everybody's happy in the community. You're sharing it, so everybody's happy in the area. So sharing is caring, man. I mean, if you can do anything, and it's not only just mechanics. You got folks out there. I mean, you got houses out here in the rural areas still built from like the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. Yeah, they've been, the roofs have been replaced every 10, 15 years, but you got some houses that are pretty old houses. So, you got plumbing skills. I mean, look into your community, see if someone can utilize some assistance with plumbing. I mean, you just behind a house, behind a door, you don't know what's happening behind that door. So you don't know that person's situation. And that's why I say, man, the adult bullying and everything, we got to cut that out, man. You can't just sit there and you can't judge people, because you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know when this the last breaking point for that person. And just telling someone you love them or just kind of showing them some love, you could have probably changed that person's whole life, because they could have been at the point where, hey man, today is the last day. If I can't get past this hump, that's it. I'm gonna give up. And just that one conversation, that you can help somebody. And I've seen it. So,
well, look, man, I thank you again for all of the impact that you have done on behalf of these families. I think it is the most beautiful, genuine gesture ever. And it is a selfless act. I mean, I don't want to be more like you. I want to be more like God. I want to be more like Jesus and be selfless and giving. And it's very easy for rich people to do things for rich people, but how do we take care of people that really, really need it? And you have made a huge impact and difference. 34, 35 cars. So me and my team got together and we said, what can we do for Elliot? So we want to treat you to an all expense paid vacation to Miami for 4 days and 4 nights. Your travel, ground transportation, and hotel all covered. And I'm going to put some money on the room, as some incidentals, so you can, be eating out on the balcony with whoever you choose to take as your guest. You got no work, no duties, no radio interviews. You got nothing to do. It's all handled and it's covered. And this is a gift from VoltronTravel.com. And, a little bit about Voltron. We just relaunched the site about a month ago. And we're just very proud. And we also just announced that we have partnered up with Thurgood Marshall charitable organization. For well over 50 years, they've been helping to put Black and brown people through college. So in my mind, once I got wind of your story, I said, this is exactly what we are building right now. Your beautiful gesture, I think it's a beautiful gesture to say, hey, when you book flights, hotels, and car rentals on this site, we're shaving off a percentage of every booking and helping to put Black and brown people through school. And we've been looking for stories like yours where we can reach out and say, look, man, you're extending that love and grace, and we want to just take care of you because you're going out of your way to take care of other people. And that's what VoltronTravel.com, like literally that's what the entire site is about. So, on behalf of us to you, from me to you, we just want to meet your heart with heart and give you some love. So as soon as this live is over, we're going to send you all of your information, your details. Everything has been arranged. And, we believe you're going to have a great time because you deserve it.
Man, I tell you what, man, the first planned vacation, man, 38 years of age, man. Hey, I no words, man, but listen, man, I appreciate you, man. I really do appreciate you. I mean, the family has, been very, very supportive. And like I said, man, huge Fast and the Furious fan. Everybody who's from my area, man, they'll tell you that, man. It's just a huge fan. So great job on those, man. And like I said, man, I'm glad to be able to have a conversation with you, man. I really do appreciate it. I mean, it means the world to me. I mean that from my heart, you know.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, honored to do it. Thank you for getting back to me as fast as you did. And yeah, man, it's like there's no one in the world who deserves this more than you. So have fun, embrace every moment. And, you know, you got to look at this as a moment to recharge your battery.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir.
And don't be afraid to put your phone down and be
Yes, sir.
selfish for a second. Just, you know, just let me recharge my battery.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me reboot, recharge, rejuvenate, respark, everything with the word re in front of it. That's what you need, man. And when you get back home, I know you're going to get right back in the trenches, impacting people's lives. But we just wanted to give some love, man. VoltronTravel.com, as well as the Thurgood Marshall Foundation. We're just extending this love to you, man, because you're doing the right thing. So God bless you, sir. Enjoy yourself. Check your
Yes,
text
sir.
message. We're going to get you
Yes, sir.
everything right now.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I appreciate it, buddy, and I'm gonna do that, man. I mean, seriously, I have a real strong supporter back home, and she's just like, you know, you got to take a break. You got to look out for yourself. So I'm gonna buckle down, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take care of myself, and got to be here to continue on with this program, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
it's
Yeah, we
moving. So
need you, bro. We need you to keep this all afloat. And everybody that's watching this live right now, follow Elliot on his Instagram and keep track of the journey and anything you guys could do to get him some cars that are just probably sitting in your driveway that you're no longer using. He will give you the address where you can ship it, and we need to just keep this energy going. He's taking cars that are inactive, bringing them back to life, giving them to single mothers and fathers, and giving them to senior citizens who cannot afford transportation, but they're stuck, can't get around, can't do simple things like going to get medicine and groceries and run errands and go see family. It's one thing to be stuck because we're all still trying to survive COVID. It's another thing to say when it's time for us to move around, we still can't move around.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.